Okay, so let's break this down. I liked the beginning of Foundation, but at the same time, it was kind of stupid. So that is supposed to be this centuries-old empire that spans the entire galaxy, and there's one expert mathematician that comes up with an equation which shows with certainty that the empire in question is heading for inevitable collapse and a dark age period. And because his prediction goes public, people kind of panic over this, to the point where there's a terrorist attack which blows up a giant space elevator, and then this space elevator collapses on top of the planet that hosts it, killing, what was it, 100 million people or something? All in one episode. Okay, so oh my god, where do I even begin with this? See my initial reaction? This alone tells you that all of that was too much to happen in just one first episode. It was really rushed, and with the tragedy kind of brushed over, at least in my opinion, that was an event that kills 100 million people. And it's not like it took the whole episode or whatever. The scene of the collapse only took a few minutes, and then our protagonist just flew off to write their dumb Encyclopedia Britannica or whatever, and they were like jolly about it too, with like nice positive background music track. I repeat, 100 million people dead. This is supposed to be utterly devastating, like a red wedding times a million. And the way they showed this makes me feel absolutely nothing. Shouldn't it feel like, I don't know, more important? More tragic? Shouldn't it have been given more time and development? I'm not being a drama queen, am I? This just feels so soulless. Also, one mathematician, or a psychohistorian, or whatever the f he was, makes a prediction about the world falling, and suddenly, everyone gets scared and goes insane. I mean, whoever thinks that's how people would react in real life, look at what's happening in our world. Not only do people not believe scientists, but there's also an entire trend of anti-intellectualism, where people would purposely not believe the experts, precisely because they have expertise, and in people's eyes, that makes them part of the quote-unquote establishment swamp and an enemy. Foundation gives us a scenario where an entire galaxy believes one mathematician, and in real life, probably like half the planet stopped believing that vaccines work, no matter how many doctors shouted it at them. It's just that, no matter how genius a writer is, and Isaac Asimov is indeed remarkable, I have read other stuff by him and it's amazing, but regardless of that, some of their writing is still not guaranteed to avoid a certain level of unrealistic fantasy crap. That is, if the Foundation book is the same, I don't know, because I haven't read it yet. Also, I'm not a scientist, I'm just a rambly dumbass, but from the little physics that I understand, how the hell is this space elevator holding the up? That is enormous and like way above the surface of the planet, so no matter what kind of insanely futuristic materials you built this out of, it's gonna fall apart. And I don't mean down. This building is so gigantic that at this height, the planet's gravity won't even draw it in. It's gonna fall apart under its own weight, and when it does, the parts that are so far off the planet are just gonna fly away or become like orbit space junk or something. Like all this stuff that makes up this building, if it breaks apart, as it did in the show, this is not gonna crash down on the planet. Any scientists in the comments, feel free to destroy me, but I don't think I'm incorrect. Such a structure as this, no matter how far off in the future you go in advance, would never be possible to build. And by the way, as far as I saw, the terrorists that brought it down used like, what was it, 2 bombs or something? So you wanna tell me an insanely fantastical building such as this one exists, and it only takes 2 bombs to smash it into the planet and kill 100 million people? Again, I'm not a scientist, but isn't this ratio similar to something like, I don't know, a fly farting on an elephant, and then the elephant dying from the fly's fart? But anyway, I think ever since the Game of Thrones and Westworld catastrophes, I've become overly prone to just looking for problems in these shows instead of turning part of my brain off and enjoying them. So I'll try and do that, and be back with a new video when I have new and interesting stuff to say about this.